No, no, no.
Oh. Hey. I didn't see you there. I'm glad you're here, though. It's good to have y'all back here again. Man, we're getting so close to the finale. This is going to be episode 224 of Monopoly. And believe it or not, we're at least getting this started on May 13th. It'll finish on May 14th, at least most places. But why don't we go out here and have some fun? Honk. All right. And with that, I know Travis is ready, so we'll do this in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Monopoly, the world's most popular board game, is now Monopoly the TV game. Here come the players. The red player, Scott, the gold player, John, and the green player, Nels. Returning back to Mr. Monopoly is Jason Meyers. And here comes our host, Kurt Ferguson.
I don't know why I'm cheering for myself. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Monopoly. Coming to you live from Grandma Studios inside of the MVG production house. It is good to see everybody again. And we're starting a little late tonight because there was a certain we were doing a little special race. What's that race called that's really long? It's like 26 miles. Oh yeah, it's like a marathon. Yeah, there was like this marathon going on backstage. We had to take care of that first. But hey, we are glad to be here with you guys tonight. We are, again, episode 24 of this second season. Last episode was a big one because our previous champion and now back into his rightful place on the stage, Jason Meyers, was finally dethroned and I think potentially deflowered backstage afterwards. But he was taken down by our new champion, and he comes back to us here with a total on the season of $77,070. I know it's not sorry money, but it's still a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Monopoly stage, Mr. Scott Michels.
Hello, Turd.
Hey, Scott, it's good to have you back here again. Yeah, last week everything was just rolling in your favor. You took down Jason, who was not only trying to win that fifth game in a row, but he was trying to win that new car. You stole his dreams. Did you also steal his flower?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Okay. So, yeah, hey, you've got two fantastic opponents that you're going up against tonight. One is an absolute MVG legend. The other one is allegedly taking a bath this month. So do you think you have what it takes to take the both of them down?
Both of these competitors I know are going to be fierce. They're going to be on their game. But at the same time, I thought that last week, and look where it got me. So I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to go down without a fight, and win or lose, hopefully I get to walk out of here with a lot of money.
I think that's about the same Nails when they're telling me they're going to give him a bath. He doesn't go down without a fight. So, Scott, if you would remind everybody where you're from, what you do for a living, and your special question tonight is, do you ever look at Nails' first and last name and actually think that it's the same forwards as it is backwards?
My name is Scott Michels. I am from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, currently a college student. And, you know, now that you say it, I kind of see it. It's kind of weird that I do see it, but I do see it.
I see it, and it makes me angry. But yeah, Scott, it's good to have you back here again. Best of luck to you tonight. You're definitely going to need it because we first go over here to the gold podium now. As I said, absolute legend. I am honored to be in his presence, ladies and gentlemen, in the gold podium, Mr. John Bergman. John, welcome back to the Monopoly stage, my friend. Fantastic.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry. It's Grandma.
Well,
I'm sorry. I have to change my grandma. She still thinks Jack Nars is in the studio too. See my wild card.
well, you know, I figured she had a hold of you, and I figured she had a hold of two or something. So, yeah, John, good to have you back here again. It's been a while since we've seen you. You haven't been here since episode 10. Currently on the season, you're at $8,561. You're in 13th place overall, but you are absolutely within yelling distance of our 9th place player right now, Kevin Henry. Do you think you're going to be able to pull enough money together tonight to get yourself in the top 9?
I'm going to hope so. If not, I'll just, because, I have to make it. I mean, it was me. I bought him dinner. What else could he do?
This is true. But yeah, so. And I think the censor must have got a hold of you as you were talking because we were getting about every third word until the last sentence. But that tells me you were saying some pretty filthy stuff. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, John, if you would tell us and remind everybody out there where you're from, what it is that you do for a living or with your spare time. And did you understand my directions better than Scott did when he told us his name again?
Yes, I did. My name is also known as Mr.
Just real quick, John, your mic keeps going in and out.
Oh, okay. That reminds me of my wedding night.
Well,
no, I'm sorry. What happened is that I live in a very small town in Indiana, and my spare time, I like to myself, run around naked, and try to learn every script of Jersey Shore in 36 languages.
Well, I can't blame you there. Who doesn't want to be walking around in a leopard print bathing suit? But
That's true. Yeah. Absolutely.
Tonight we'll call you Boogie. Instead of Snooky, you'll be Boogie.
Okay.
So yeah, good luck to you there tonight, John, and hopefully the people backstage will quit muting your mic. Even though during your answer there, it muted one time and it actually come out and made it sound like a even raunchier answer. So I love it. But then finally we go over to our green podium, ladies and gentlemen. He's the mistake from near the lakes. He has enough N's and S's in his name that he actually might be able to afford a can of soup this week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Nelson Esford.
Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. So, Nels, right now you are just behind John, and John, I think, actually likes that when someone's behind him. In 14th place with $7,947. It's not been long since we've seen you. We saw you in episode 2 and did not have the best showing that night. We've already talked about what you're going to need to put together game-wise tonight. With it being Scott, with it being John, do you think you're going to be able to put together enough to get yourself into the top 9?
It's going to be a great episode with Scott and Bergman. It's going to be fun either way.
I would definitely agree with you there. So, but yeah, with that said, Nails, if you would, don't remind us what your name is because we know what it is, even though Scott didn't listen. And if you would, tell us where you're from, what it is that you do for a living, and why is it that you keep trying to send me DMs about things you want to do with Grandma Bergman?
Over my dead body.
Oh, and how? Oh, wait a minute. You also said I almost forgot how you want to tie her up with your friendship bracelets.
I fucking very bad. I'm a cashier. I would get you. I like to pull, and it's all live. I have not said that. You try to get me going.
Oh well, don't make me show the pictures in DM. I will show everybody during the commercial break. But ladies and gentlemen, right there, those are our contestants. Hey, Jason, you forgot my applause. I don't do this for free, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves into this game, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, yeah. I get it. Good joke. Ha. No, but okay, this is, of course, the acquisition phase of our game. Of course, we're going to be making our way around this board one full time. We're going to stop at each individual property. We ask trivia questions here. What? There's actual trivia questions? You don't just say odd or even, true or false? Which number is it that I'm holding up on my fingers? No, we don't do that kind of stuff. We save that for the other special servers.
True.
Yes.
Fight!
But yes, we ask trivia questions here. And of course, the player gets the question right. They'll get the dollar amount that's at the bottom of the property that you see on the screen there. If they get it wrong, they're going to lose that money. Nobody gets the question right, then we're going to cut the property value down in half until someone finally gets a question right. And we have seen sometimes that can go on forever and ever and ever and ever. But with that said, let's get into our game here, and we start with our brown property group and Mediterranean Avenue. So before we go into that, let's go and do that quick buzzer check. So Scott, buzz in, please. Good job, John. Fantastic, Nails. Not that you'll need it. All right, so here we go. Again, Mediterranean Avenue. It's a $60 property. Good luck to everybody, and here comes your first question of the evening. Is your flexor digitorum profundus a muscle in your arm, your chest, and that's Scott?
Arm.
Arm is correct. $60 over to you. If I get in the right place. All right, you've got one brown property. Now we move over to Baltic Avenue. This is another $60 property with this question. Which bird shares its name with the author of Gulliver's Travels? Scott.
Finch?
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you 60. John or Nels? John?
Swift.
Swift is correct. $60 to you. All right, so now we're going to have a showdown. So, Nels, you'll take a little break here.
Yep.
All right. Whoever gives me the first correct answer, you will win the property group, and we're going to give you some extra money for it. Remember, there is no money lost here for an incorrect answer. Which actress starred opposite Tom Hanks in the 1998 film You've Got Mail? John.
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan is correct, and John, you have taken the brown property group. With that comes $120 of combined value. You're now up to $180. We now move over to our light blue property groups and Oriental Avenue. This is a $100 question, players. Everyone's involved. Here we go. Which German composer and pianist, born in 1770, became deaf but still continued to... And that is Scott.
Beethoven?
Beethoven is correct. $100 to you. All right, that's one. That's one light blue for you. Next up is Vermont Avenue. $100 with this question. Which dinosaur with a sickle-shaped claw on each foot has a name which comes from the Latin for fast plunderer? Oh, wow, that was a long one. All right, players, that was Velociraptor. All right, we're going to cut that property now down in half to $50. Next question. What is the capital of Denmark? Scott.
Copenhagen?
Copenhagen is correct. $50 to you. You're up to $150. You have 2 of the light blues. Now we go to Connecticut Avenue. $120 with this question. In which century was the novelist and playwright Samuel Beckett born? John.
19th.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you $120. Scott or Nels? Nels.
17?
No, sorry. It's going to cost you $120 as well. Scott, you want a shot? Go ahead.
The 20th?
20th century. He was born in 1906. $120 to you, Scott. And you own all 3 of the light blue properties already. So we give those over to you, and that comes with $320 of combined value, taking you up to $590. All right, now we make our turn on to 2nd Street and our magenta properties, and we start with St. Charles Place. This is a $140 property. Everyone's involved with this question. Except in a leap year, how many days are there in the first 2? And that's Nels.
28.
Nope, sorry, that's going to cost you $140. All right, Scott.
59.
59 is correct. Add that $140 to you, you're up to $730. Now we go to States Avenue. $140 with this question. What musical instrument was Louis Armstrong famous for playing? Scott.
The trumpet?
Trumpet is correct. $140 to you. $870. You own 2 of the properties. Next up is Virginia Avenue. $160. In fashion, which French designer did Yves Saint Laurent work under before opening his own couture house in Paris in And that's John.
Dior.
Dior is correct. $160 to you. You're up to $220. All right, so we're going to have a showdown round here. Scott, you only need 1 correct answer. John, you're going to need 2. Nels, you're going to sit there and think about it. In history, in what decade of the 20th century did the Russo-Japanese War begin? And that's Scott.
The 60s?
No, sorry. John.
Okay, the 1900s.
That is correct. I would have accepted if you would have said the first decade or the aughts. I would have accepted any of that. All right, so now next correct answer takes the magentas. Which of the world's capital cities would you find on the river Tiber? Scott.
Paris?
No, I'm sorry. John.
Rome.
Rome is correct, and John, you have taken the magenta properties. With that comes $440 of combined value, taking you up to $660. Now we move over to our our orange players, to the orange property, and St. James Place. This is a $180 property with this question. Everyone's involved. What is the American equivalent of the UK postcode? Scott.
Zip code?
Zip code is correct. 180, you're up to 1,050. Next up is Tennessee Avenue. $180 with this question. In astronomy, what are the Andromeda spiral and the large cloud? And that's John.
Galaxies.
Galaxies is correct. 180, you're up to 840. So 1 for Scott, 1 for John. Next up is New York Avenue. $200 with this question. On which of Florida's famous keys might you visit Ernest Hemingway's house? John.
Key West.
Key West is correct. $200 to you. You're up to 1,040. And John, you own 2 properties. Scott owns 1. So another showdown now. So again, you're going to be sitting back watching. John, I need 1 correct answer from you. Scott, I need 2. Here comes the first showdown question. Which F as in Frank is a single flower or branch in the head of a cauliflower? John.
Floret.
Floret is correct. And John, you have taken the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $1,600. We now turn onto 3rd Street, our red property group, and we start with the home of John Bergman's family members, Kentucky Avenue. All
Grandma,
players are... Go ahead.
Sorry. Grandma, get back in the still now. No, don't take your overalls off. For the love of God.
Well, she's had a little too much moonshine. $220. Everyone's involved with this question. Which actress played the character Molly in the 1990 film Ghost? Nels.
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore or Demi Moore, however you want to pronounce it, is correct. $220 to you. You're at -40. All right, next up is Indiana Avenue, the home of John Bergman. $220. This question. In theater, how many people deliver a soliloquy? John.
1.
1 is correct. Over to you. That's 1820.
That's major.
All right. 1 for Nels, 1 for John. Next up is Illinois Avenue. $240 players with this question. In pop music, which former Beatle started a film production company called Handmade Films? John.
George Harrison.
George Harrison is correct. $240 to you. Takes you up to 2060. And we are going to have a showdown this time between John and Nels. Scott, take a break here. John, I need 1 correct answer from you. Nels, I'm going to need 2.
Okay.
Here comes the first showdown. In the animal kingdom, Simba is the Swahili name. Nels?
Lion?
Lion is correct. You have 1.
Okay.
All right, next correct answer takes the Monopoly. Here it comes. In the American television show Frasier, what was the name of the dog? Nels.
Eddie?
Eddie is correct, and Nels, you have gotten your first Monopoly from the red group. That comes with $680 of combined value, taking you up to $640. Welcome to the positives. Now we move over to our yellow property group and Atlantic Avenue. This is a $260 property. All players are involved with this question. In music, in which decade was tenor Luciano Pavarotti born? John.
The 40s.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $260, taking you to $1,800. Nels.
The 50s?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $260 as well. Scott, you want a shot? Go ahead.
Let's take a step back to the 30s.
30s is correct. 1935, $260 to you. You're up to $1,310. Next up is Ventnor Avenue, $260 with this question. The Christian festival of Candlemas takes place in which month? Scott?
December.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $260.
Oh.
Nels?
January?
No, it costs you $260. John, you want a shot?
I'll pass.
Correct answer there is February. February.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to cut that property value in half now, down to $130. Next question. In film, what is the title of the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer? Nels.
I still know what you did last summer.
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is correct. $130 to you. You're up to $250. All right. So now we are to Marvin Gardens. Yes. All right. So just wanted to make sure I got a little lost there. So Nels has one. Who's got the other one?
I do.
Scott.
All right, Scott. So 1 for Scott, 1 for Nels. Thank you for reminding me. All right, Marvin Gardens, $280 players for this question. What does the organization Gideon's International traditionally leave? And that's John.
The Bible.
The Bible is correct. $280 to you takes you to 2080. And for the first time tonight, we have a 3-way tie, which means I'm going to need...
three-way.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, so I'm going to need one of you to give me 2 correct answers. They do not need to be consecutive, just whoever gives me 2 correct answers first. Here comes your first question. From which country did the composer and pianist Chopin come? Scott?
Germany?
No. John?
Austria.
No.
Oh.
Nels?
French.
No, it was Poland. Poland.
Oh, okay. That
Right.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where all the Polacks come from. Well, we just lost all of our Polish viewers.
Yeah, well.
That's okay. They don't understand. Next question. Did Charles Lindbergh achieve the first solo flight across the... Nels?
Atlantic.
No, I'm sorry. In the year 1917, 1927... John?
1927.
1927 is correct. All right, so that's one for you, John. One more gives you the monopoly. In chemistry, which element has the chemical symbol Zn? Scott?
Zinc.
Zinc is correct. That's one for you. In the animal kingdom, from which continent does the wombat come? Scott?
Australia.
Australia is correct, and Scott has taken the yellow property group. With that comes $800 of combined value, taking him up to $1,850. We now make our turn onto 4th Street into our green properties. And we start with that very specific avenue. That's right, it's Pacific Avenue. $300 players, all involved with this question. In the human body, what is the largest joint? John?
Femur.
No, I'm sorry. It cost you $300. Scott or Nels?
The one that Travis rolls.
Well. There's a reason he calls it Fatty Arbuckle. No, guys, that was the knee. The knee.
Welcome if you got them. That's
If you
right.
get- If you get really small knees, they call them wee knees.
Yeah.
I know. All right, we're going to cut that down in half to $150 now. Here's your next question. George Fox was the founder of which religious movement?
I know.
He's the Quaker Oat man.
Well,
So Quakers. Yeah. No, the Quakers, not the Quarkers. Next question. Which U.S. state is nicknamed the Beaver State? Scott?
Oh God. Missouri.
No, that's going to cost you $150. John or Nels? Nels.
Oregon.
Oregon is correct. Scott, Travis just called. He wants to kick your ass.
Oh wow.
All right. Yeah, well, right now he's busy with Fatty Arbuckle. All right, so now we move over to the home of our fearless leader, Brandon Scruggs. It's North Carolina Avenue. $300 players with this question. In 1986, Cory Aquino succeeded Ferdinand Marcos as president of which country? John.
the Philippines.
The Philippines is correct. $300 to you. You're up to $2,080. All right, so we've got one for Nels. We've got one for John. Now we move over to Pennsylvania Avenue, the home of the president. $320 players with this question. Where were the 1968 Olympics held? John.
Mexico City.
Mexico City is correct. $320 to you. Takes you up to $2,400. All right, so John, you've got two of the properties. Nels, you have one. Scott, you'll be sitting this out. Nels, I need two correct answers. John, I only need one.
Okay.
In jewelry, a signet and channel set are both types of what? Nels.
Earrings?
Unfortunately, I cannot give that to you.
Okay.
John, you want a shot?
I have no idea.
Correct answer was rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. All right, next question. In which decade did the first domestic microwave oven become available in the U.S.? Nels.
The 60s.
No, I'm sorry. John, go ahead.
The 70s.
No, believe it or not, it was the 50s, 1956.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, next question. Which country regained political control over Hong Kong from Britain in and that's John.
China.
China is correct, and John, you have taken the green property group. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $3,320. We now go over to our final property group. This is our dark blues, and we start with Park Place. $350 players. Here comes that question. In the human body, incisors, canines, and that's Scott.
Teeth.
Teeth is correct. $350 to you, takes you up to $2,050. And now we are to our final property. It's the big one, Boardwalk. $400 players. Here comes that question. Who sang I Just Called to Say I Love You on and that is Nels.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder is correct. $400 to you, takes you up to $800. And this is our final showdown between Scott and Nels. John, you'll sit out here. I need one correct answer for the dark blue properties. The island of Rhodes lies nearest to the mainland of which country? Scott.
Greece.
No. Nels, want a shot?
Don't know.
Turkey.
Oh, Turkey.
Turkey. All right, here we go. Next one. In which capital city might you visit Ford's Theater and the Lincoln Memorial? Nels?
Chicago.
No.
Oh my
Where's the
Scott?
Pittsburgh?
No, and I figured the other part of that y'all would have got it. The Lincoln Memorial, that's in D.C.
DC! I was too much on Ford's Theater. Damn it.
Well, that happened. All right, here we go. Next question.
God.
God bless America.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Here we go, guys. In clothing, which M as in Michael is a flat, square cap worn on formal occasions. Nels?
Oh, God, I blanked. God.
On formal occasions by academics.
It's
What is it, Nels?
Mortarboard?
Yes, a mortarboard. Mortarboard. I'm trying to say over here motorboat. Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your head out of the
Let me
gutter.
shake that one out. All right. All right, let's try this one. In music, which duo released an album called The Sound of Silence in Scott?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel is correct. That means you have taken the final Monopoly. With it comes $750 of combined value, taking you up to $2,800. And that sound means we have come to the end of our acquisition phase. Let's take a look at where we currently stand. Right now in third place with one Monopoly is our green player Nelson Esred with $800. In second place with three Monopolies, I apologize, and $2,800 is our current champion, Scott Michels. And in first place with 4 Monopolies and $3,320 is our yellow player, John Bergman. Well, this is where we go and take our first commercial break of the night. While we do, players are going to be spending some of that money to make upgrades to their property. And we come back, we're going to play our 15-minute big money round to find out who's going to go on to play in our bonus game once around the block to see who can win $50,000 in bonus cash right here on your favorite board game that's now a game show. That's right, it's Monopoly! Welcome back here to Monopoly, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was kind of a mess up on my part, but who gives a shit? It's my show. All right.
You tell him, baby.
The things you can do when it's your show. All right. Well, we are back here. Boy, we have got one heck of a game going here. Even our player that's in last place has money and has got some stuff on the board. So let's take a look at how things are going. We have the entire board, as we like to say here at Monopoly. It's completely hoed out. But third place, Nels Nesrud with $50. In second place now, after spending a whole lot of money, is John Bergman at $570. And in first place now, back is our champion, Scott Michels. He has $800. Ladies and gentlemen, even though I've gotten to host him as being a contestant, it is good to have him back here by my side, working together in our show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back in his rightful place, Mr. Monopoly. It's Jason Quantavious Meyers.
I almost forgot what it was like to be on this side of the stage.
I know, right? It's been so long. I almost forgot you worked on this show. Like,
I know.
I'm just used to working for you on Sorry, so it's kind of nice to be on this side of it for a change. But yeah, like I said, it is great to have you back here. I feel like we've had great chemistry doing this show. And speaking of chemistry, I don't know what in the hell is going on with Nels' body chemistry, but there is this cross between a hot summer dumpster and fish farts going on over there. So I do apologize.
So basically the shit swamps in New Orleans. Got it.
Well, yes. But so yeah, you might want to put your top hat over your face.
I could say that because I live in New Orleans. So if anybody out there starts commenting, I actually live in the city, so I could attest to it.
Hey, let me tell you where I live at, Jason. I live about 25-ish minutes outside of what I guess you call Nashville proper, the downtown area. And I don't live too awful many miles from our sewage plant. And yeah, all I'm saying is that people in our town here, they need more fiber. That's all I'm going to say. Ugh. Light a match, and this city's going up in a damn mushroom cloud. But with all that, speaking of butts, so yeah, like I said, we got a heck of a game going on here. What have you kind of seen over there from your dressing room?
Well, it looked like it was about to be the John Bergman show until Scott decided to show up at the last minute and actually make it an interesting game. So it's going to be interesting between them two, and then there's Nels.
Yeah, but I mean, that's.
Come on!
I'm pretty sure that's kind of the. If Nels had a biography written about him, that would be the title of it. And there's Nels.
Okay.
And his theme song would just be a reworked version of Mod. But yeah, so good to have you back here. You got those loaded dice ready to go, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you using the ones that if you shine it just right in the light, it's got the woman in the bikini and her bottoms come off?
No, the censors got on me about that one.
Yeah. It'll be okay. They hopefully they won't ask to see you down in ISO or nothing.
Oh, please no. Anything but that.
All right. Well, like I said, good to have you back here. Let's get ourselves into the game. Of course, as I mentioned, this is our 15-minute big money round here, players. We are going to be making as many trips around this board as we can possibly make within a 15-minute time limit. So, of course, if we land on a property that belongs to you, the title card's going to come up there in the middle of the screen, and you will be given a trivia question. Yeah, we're still doing trivia questions. No heads or tails or coin flips yet. Yet. We'll do that in season 13. Yeah. That'll be on it. That one will be on MVG 3.
So I guess you got a little smirk from Jose when he was singing Monopoly. Huh?
Well, let's say Jose left something here, and it looked like a very wet tamale. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so as I was saying, they'll be given a trivia question that'll be worth pretty big dollar amount, seeing as how everything here's been hoed out with all those hotels sitting on the properties. They get the question wrong, they won't lose money, but it does become a toss-up for the other two players who, if they get it right, they'll steal that rent money, but they got to be careful because if they get the question wrong, they will lose the money, but that money does not transfer over to the owner of the property. We've got some other cool spaces out there on the board, things like our utilities and electric company and waterworks. We've got, of course, my favorite spaces, Chance and Community Chest. We've got free parking, which, of course, starts at $500, and we'll probably add some money to that. And everyone's favorite, it's those railroads, those chances for the hostile takeovers. All aboard on those hostile takeovers where the game can change in an absolute instant. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get Rich Uncle Pennybags, or whatever his actual name is, out there on the board. He is ready to go. Yeah, if you know his name, you can write into futility.com. I think that'll go there with your entry into win Ben Stein's money.
Right.
Good luck in that, by the way. So, whenever Jason gives us the first roll, we'll start the clock, and we will get started.
We start out with a 5 and a 2 for a 7. Oh boy.
Well, looky there, it's a chance. I knew Jason hated me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This first chance card tonight says advance to the nearest railroad. And that is Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, boy. Everybody hop on a hostile takeover train. First person to get a question right will get a chance to take over somebody's property.
All right, players, here we go. Hands on buzzers. Is the Great Pyramid in Egypt taller than the Eiffel Tower? Scott.
No.
No is correct. All right, Scott, tell me, what property group would you like to attack?
The Browns.
The Browns. Let's go in reverse here. Ugh. 4. All right, so we start here on Mediterranean Avenue. Now, remember, Scott, you've got money at risk. So you're going to have to give me 2 correct answers. If you give it to me, we will give you that property group and its combined value. Give me a wrong answer, though, and you're paying some rent to John. So here we go. First question. Air, water, fire, and what else are the 4 classical elements?
Earth.
Earth is correct. So we move over 2 more spots. Give me this correct answer, and you take the property group, $450 at risk. In the animal kingdom, are banjo, glass, and upside down all types of catfish or dogfish?
Catfish.
Catfish is the correct answer, and you have stolen the Brown property group. That's worth $120 of combined value, taking you up to $920. And with that, this hostile takeover has been successfully completed. All right, next roll, please.
5 and a 1 for a 6.
And that's Connecticut Avenue.
Hey, Scott, since you just got a whole lot of money, how about 600 more for a right answer?
All right, Scott, according to the proverb, what is the sincerest form of flattery?
Oh, God.
Nope, sorry. Toss up for John or Nels. Again, according to the proverb, what is the sincerest form of flattery? John.
Imitation.
Imitation is correct. You have stolen that rent money. $600 to you. All right, next roll, please.
1 and 2 for a 3.
And that's the electric company. Tell them about it.
Well, that's one of our 2 utility properties on the board. Sarah's going to ask a question. It's worth $300 for 100 times the number I rolled.
All right, players. What D as in Doug is the unit of measure used to describe the loudness of sound? Scott.
Decibel.
Decibels is correct. 300 to you. You're up to 1220. Next roll.
5 and a 6 for an 11.
Ooh, big one. And that is Indiana Avenue.
All right, Nels, a chance to get into four figures with everybody else. 1050 on the line.
Nels, in astronomy, do parsecs and light years measure distance or time?
Distance.
Distance is correct. 1,050. You're up to 1,100. Next roll.
5 and 2 for a 7.
There's that damn 7 again. Oh, and players, sorry, we are headed to jail.
Well,
You will all pay $50, and that's going to go in the free parking jackpot. Next roll.
come on, 10.
1 and 2 for a 3.
That's States Avenue.
All right, Mr. Bergman, there's $758 on the line if you could get a right answer.
Okay.
John, the dinosaurs belong to which class of animal?
Reptiles.
Reptile is correct. 750, you're up to 1870. Next roll.
There's that 3 again, 2 and a 1.
Good Lord. All right, St. James Place.
All right, John, the money's going to keep rolling your way. 950 on the line this time.
John, in the 1997 film Face Off, John Travolta co-starred with which actor?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage is correct. 950 for you. Takes you to 2820. Next roll, we're under 10 minutes.
Let's go 3.
That's New York Avenue.
All right, John.
Yes.
Nice seem to love you tonight. There's $1,000 on the line for this question.
All right, John. In the animal kingdom, what does an oviparous animal do? And that's spelled Oviparous. Oviparous.
Lays eggs.
Lays eggs is correct. $1,000 to you. Up to 3820. Next roll.
I know my ovary. Anyway.
Hey, there's doubles. It's a 2-2.
That's Kentucky Avenue.
We're just snail pacing our way around the board. This one's on Nels, though, for 1050 to double your score.
All right, Nels. In history, in which month of 1945 did World War II end in Europe?
What month?
Yeah, that's what I said.
March.
No, sorry. Toss up for John. John?
May.
May is correct. May 8th, which is actually my daughter's birthday at that. 1,050 for you. You're up to 4870. Next roll.
It's the 2 again.
Again,
You
yeah.
have got to be fudging killing me. All right.
I wish I was joking.
Well, you said the
Indiana
dice were
Avenue.
loaded.
Nels, one more chance to double your score. 1050.
Okay.
Loaded with some bullshit. All right, Nels. In food, in which U.S. city did the Waldorf salad originate?
What city?
Yes, what U.S. city?
San Francisco?
No, sorry, John or Scott? Scott?
New York City.
That'd be New York. All right, 1,050 to you. That's 2220. Next roll.
I swear.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a different number. It's a 7.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And players, you are going to jail again. That's another $50 per player into the free parking jackpot. Let's have another roll.
Here comes the
my
4.
threes again. So that's a 6 and a 2 for an 8.
And that'll take us to Tennessee Avenue.
I'm just surprised that was something other than a 7, a 3, or a 2. That goes to Mr. Bergman with 950 on the line.
John, which series of films featured the demonic child, later an adult, called Damien?
The Omen.
The Omen is correct. 950 you. 5770. Next roll, we're under 7 minutes remaining.
5 and a 6 for an 11.
There's that 11 again. And that's Marvin Gardens.
Hallelujah.
All right, Scott, $1,200 on the line. You've been waiting for the dice to call for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Scott, according to tradition, what in addition to something old, something borrowed, and something new should a bride have?
Something blue.
Something blue is correct. 1,200 you. You're at 3,370. Next roll.
Hey, it's doubles 2,244.
Uh-oh.
And that's the
Here we go.
community chest. Let's take a look at that. First card says this. Field level suite reservation. Red player is going to receive $200 from each of his opponents.
Ooh.
So we're going to take 200 from Nels and 200 from John. That'll give 400 to Scott. And let's continue on.
Fuck you, Scott.
You're welcome.
6 and a 5 for an 11.
There's that 11 again. And for the first time tonight, we've passed go $200, but we also landed on income tax. Tell them about it.
Yeah, all that money you just got from passing go, we got to take that back.
Oh.
So that's going to add $600 into the free parking jackpot, taking it up to $1,400. And here comes your next roll.
1 and 4 for a 5.
And that's Connecticut Avenue.
All right, Scott, here's a chance to get the go money back plus interest, $600.
Scott, in television, actor Basil Rathbone was famed for playing which Arthur Conan Doyle character on screen?
God. Atticus Finch.
No, sorry, John or Nels.
Oh.
And I believe that was at the same time as the buzzer. Judges? No, sorry, it was after the buzzer. But what do you think it was, John?
Sherlock Holmes.
It was Sherlock Holmes. All right, so
Doyle.
nothing doing there. Next roll.
6 and a 1 for a 7.
And that's St. James Place.
All right, John, $950 on the line.
John, is the fabric astrakhan derived from sheep or llamas?
Llamas.
No. Scott?
Sheep.
Sheep is correct. 950 for you takes you to 4720. Next roll.
2 and a 3 for a 5.
And that is Kentucky Avenue.
All right, Nels, a chance to get back in the 4 figures.
Yeah.
$10.50 on the line.
All right, Nels, complete the title of this 1993 Jilly Cooper novel. The Man Who Made Husbands What?
Rich?
No, sorry, John or Scott?
I have no idea.
I have a guess. I'm not risking.
What do you think it was?
Cry.
No, Jealous.
Ah.
All right, next roll.
5 and a 5 for a 10. It's doubles.
Oh,
And that
boy.
takes us to Pacific Avenue, coming up on 3 minutes.
And John, a chance for you to get some money on this. $12.75.
John, in the animal kingdom, is it true that rabbits have 2 pairs of upper incisor teeth?
Yes.
Yes is correct. 1275 to you. You're up to 6845. Next roll.
1 and 5 for a 6.
And that's Park Place.
All right, Scott, a big chance to catch the lead. $1,500 on the line.
Scott, in politics, who wrote the books The Downing Street Years in 1993 and The Path to Power in 1995?
Queen Elizabeth II.
No, I'm sorry. Toss up for John and Nels.
Nope.
John, she's going to be mad at you.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret
Margaret
Thatcher.
Thatcher.
Oh, no!
Oh no!
All right, next
One
roll.
time.
Next roll. We're under 2 minutes remaining.
The one time.
Snake eyes.
Yeah. 1 and 4 for a 5.
All right, so we have passed go, so that's going to be $200 there. And let's draw our next community chest card. And this one says interest rate hike. Green player, you must pay 10% of your score. So you will be losing $100. And we're going to add that into free parking. All right, next roll, please.
1 and 5 for a 6.
That takes us to Vermont Avenue.
All right, Scott. I know you were begging for snake eyes, but any money's better than nothing. $5.50 on the line.
Scott, in the animal kingdom, did the muntjac deer originate in South America or Asia?
South America.
No, toss up. Nails?
Asia.
Asia is correct. $5.50 to you. You're up to $14.50. Asia. That's you, Travis. Next roll.
Missed
2 and 5 for a
opportunities.
7.
And that's the Pennsylvania Railroad.
All aboard, players. One more chance to get on the train and try to take over somebody's property. Pending the right answer.
Players, according to the proverb, a jack of all trades is master of what? Scott.
Nothing.
None or nothing is correct. All right, where are we attacking? I will tell you as you get ready to do this, this will take us to the end of the round.
Orange.
All right, going to orange. So, here we go. I need 3 correct answers to take this property group. Here we go. First question, $9.50 at risk here. The scientific word for atom is derived from which language, Greek or Latin?
Latin.
I'm sorry, it was Greek. That's going to cost you $950, which we will then pay over to John. And unfortunately, that means this hostile takeover is over. And with that, we have come to the end of our big money round. Let's look at where we stand in this moment. Right now, in third place is our green player, Nelson Estrud, at $1,450. In second place is our current champion and our red player, Scott Michels, at $3,970. And in first place is our yellow player, John Bergman, at $7,995. We are going to go into this final commercial break. We're going to sell back all of the upgrades that each player owns. And when we come back, we're going to total everything up and find out who's moving on to the bonus game to go once around the block for up to $50,000 in cash right here on Monopoly. right, everybody, welcome back here to Monopoly, man. This has been a fantastic game, and we hate to see it end, but all good things must come to an end. So, we have sold back all of those upgrades from the players, and here is where we stand now. We will start with our player that was in third place at the end of the last round, our green player, Nail Snestrud. He had $1,450. When we sell back his upgrades, he's able to net an additional $750. We add that to his total. He finishes today with $2,200. Next, we go to the player that was in second place, our current champion, Scott Michels, at $3,970. When we sell back his upgrades, he was able to steal one property group, which means he has $2,500 worth of upgrades he was able to return to himself. And when we add that in with his total, he finishes tonight with $6,470. And finally, our player that was in first place, our yellow player, John Bergman, he had $7,995. When we sell back all of his upgrades, even after losing one of his property groups, he was still able to net an additional $2,250 added onto his total. Tonight, he finishes with $10,245. John Bergman, you're the new champion of Monopoly. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good game, you all.
Great game. That was very back and forth.
All right, John, we'll be back with you here in just a moment. But first, we're going to go over and talk to our green player, Nails. Nails, man, you gave it a heck of a ride tonight. You tried really hard. And you know, for someone that only had one property group to them, your property group was hit quite a few times.
And I just try to answer it, but it never. It was just I was off my game. So,
but hey, you still played a good game. You gave them hell tonight, but unfortunately, it just at the end it just wasn't quite enough to. Go ahead.
This has been a great game. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was definitely a great game to be a part of, no matter what side of it you were on. But, hey, Nails, you have been a great player this season. We really are thankful to have you.
I'll be back in season 3 if you have me.
We'll definitely have you as long as you bathe before the first time you're on.
I love you too, pretty baby.
Yeah, that's right. So
you give each other crap, folks. I don't want to read in the comments that he's so mean. I know he's kidding.
Oh, yeah. Nails is like the brother I never wanted.
There's like this father I never had.
That's, well, now I actually feel bad. You bastard.
Yeah.
But now me and Nails, we're good buddies, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I give him crap, but no, he's my buddy.
Yeah.
Although I'm still waiting on one of those friendship bracelets.
Yes, I know.
I'm sure it's in the mail, and I'll make sure I get that to you. Or you get once you get that to me, I'll send you the check for your winnings on the season, which totals $10,147. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last time we see him for the season, so give it up for Mr. Nail Snestrud.
Have fun.
All right, and then, of course, next up, we go over to our second place player tonight, now former champion, Mr. Scott Michels. Scott, number 9, you did not have 9 lives this time. You go down, but, man, you go down in a blaze of glory. I really think had you been able to get that hostile takeover there at the end, the game would have been much, much closer. Might have been able to swing in your favor, but unfortunately, nothing doing there. So tell me, how did you feel about your gameplay tonight?
Not the biggest score I've gotten, win or lose, but still, I think I did fairly okay tonight. Towards the end, I fell off a little bit. Although I will say I think I shot myself in the foot going for the oranges rather than the greens, but Also wanted to save some money because I knew that if I got a question wrong like I did, John would be champion no matter what. So kind of one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda moments, but still. After what I did last week, oh boy, I'm still happy with my total, and John is going to be a great champion. Even with one regular season game left, I have a feeling he's going to be a competitor in the TOC.
Well, we will definitely get into that here in just a little bit. But Scott, we go ahead, we take that $6,470, add that into your season winnings, and you have $83,540, which is a fantastic total. And I know that you're probably wondering where that puts you. You still hold on to third place. You came up behind Jason by $2,406. But hey, there is still looking good for you according to who winds up playing next week. You very well still could hold on to the top three and be able to have some say in your opponents for the TOC. So congratulations to you. And we'll definitely look forward to seeing you in the TOC because you definitely have that wrapped up at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure give it up one more time for Scott Michels. Great player. And we'll see him in the TOC.
Go win that 50K, Bergie.
I'm going to try to.
And now we come up over here to our new champion. And I'm trying to take just a real quick look here. John, this is the first time that you have won a game overall since episode 21 of season 1. And it's only the second time, or excuse me, that's the third time you've ever won. You won twice, episode 20 and 21. So this is your third win overall that you've ever had playing in Monopoly. How does this one feel?
It
You're going out on us again, John.
Sorry. I just feel amazing. I knew it was going to be a great game because Scott's a great talent. I just didn't think I was going to win. Especially with just the buzzing that was happening with Scott. I'm very privileged.
Well, hey, you had a fantastic game there. That is definitely the most money you have won in quite a while here. And the news for you with that $10,245 you've got, that has officially moved you into 9th place overall in the season. You have bumped Kevin Henry out of 9th. So you currently would stand in the TOC. And if you want to make Travis Coulter sweat next week, let's go over here to the bonus game and see if we can get you some bonus money because it's time to go once around the block. All right, so John, as we said there, you can really get Travis sweating here in just a minute according to how you do in the bonus game, and let's talk about it. So you are going to be trying in 5 rolls or less to make it all the way around the board one full time. If you can make it past go, we'll give you $25,000 in cash. If you can land exactly on go, being only the second person to ever do it in the history of this series, we'll double it and give you $50,000. Now, of course, for every space that you make it around the board, we'll give you $100. You can walk away with that any time. You just want to make sure that you walk away with it before you wind up accidentally going to jail. Well, how do you go to jail? Well, of course, there's that one up in the upper right-hand corner. But we're going to make things a little tougher, and we're going to have you add 4 additional go-to-jail spaces. We're going to put 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So, John, where would you like to place your 1 on 2nd Street between St. Charles Place and New York Avenue?
I'm going to go for Community Chest.
Community Chest? All right, now we need one on 3rd Street between Kentucky Avenue and Marvin Gardens.
Atlantic Avenue.
Atlantic Avenue. And now we need 2 on 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
I'm gonna go for community community chess. Excuse me.
Hey, I say it too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, and Park Place.
And Park Place. All right, so we've got those on the board there. I will remind you to help you along the way. If you roll doubles at any time, we will give you an additional roll. Just be careful not to roll it 3 times in a row, or that will be a go to jail as well. As I mentioned there, $100 for every space you go around the board. As long as you don't hit go to jail, even if you don't make it all the way to go, we will let you keep that money if you use up all of your rolls. So with that being said, we wish you the best of luck. All right, Mr. Monopoly's in. He's going to fire up the rock and roller. And whenever you're ready, John, you tell him when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Right out of the gate, there's doubles. 5 and a 5 for a 10.
That's a heck of a start there. $1,000 goes into that center pot. You have got 4 rolls remaining, John. Would you like to continue on, or would you like to walk over that 1,000 knowing that your one bad roll is a 7?
I'm gonna roll it.
He's going to roll it. Fire that rock and roller up, Mr. Monopoly. John, tell him when to stop.
Let's make it hot. Let's make it happen. Roll.
5 and a 3 for an 8.
Oh no.
And I will say, if anybody noticed, I forgot to add the roll back after the doubles to start with, but I just added it back in there. So he's down to 4 rolls now. We're up to $1,800 in the center pot. So now, John, if you want, you can walk away. You've still got 4 rolls. Bad rolls up here now. 4, 6, 8, and a 12 are your bad rolls. So continue on or walk away with that 1,800.
I won't go.
All right, we're going on. Fire that rock and roller back up. Tell him when to stop it.
Now.
1 and 4 for a 5.
All right, that's $500 more in. $2,300 is where you're at. You've got 3 rolls remaining. Bad rolls, 3, 7, 10. So you've got 3 bad rolls going against you. Do you feel lucky, or do you want to stop and take that $2,300?
I'm gonna go on.
He's going on. Fire it back up there, Mr. Monopoly. Tell him when to stop, John.
Now.
4 and a 5 for a 9.
Oh my God.
All right, we missed 2 of them. That's another $900. You're up to $3,200. John, you've got 2 rolls left. Your only thing that can hurt you at this point is a 5. If you give me a 9 or above, I'm going to give you $25,000. You give me an 8, we're going to make it $50,000. 2 rolls left, bad roll of a 5. What do you do?
Roll it.
Let's go on. Fire that rock and roller up. John, tell him when to stop it. Good luck.
All right. Now.
It's doubles, and it's a 12.
Which means you have passed go, John Bergman, and that's $25,000 in bonus cash. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Rookie John Bergman has come up in here tonight, and he is showing out. Wow. That is just big stuff right there, John. We take that $25,000, we add it to what you won in the front game tonight. You're walking out of here with $35,245 to add on to your season total, man. You have got to be stoked.
I am. Very much so.
So, yeah, John, we go back up here to the board, and let me tell you, I think you are going to be very pleased. We're going to do a real quick sort on this. I know about where you're at, but just want to make sure we get it right. So, you came in here tonight in, I believe it was 13th place overall. And right now, you have jumped all the way up to 6th place overall. You have now overtaken Travis Coulter, Brandon Scruggs, and Seffi Scott McVeigh. You are now at $43,806. And for all intents and purposes, you have solidified your place in the Tournament of Champions. Tell me, what are the emotions like right now?
The dice were. That's only one thing to say about it.
So, hey, I totally understand where you're coming from there. Well, hey, we definitely look forward to having you back again next week. You are still able to climb that leaderboard even more, and we'll see what happens next week. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for John Bergman. Wow, a great night there for him, Jason.
Indeed.
So, yeah, we don't get to see a lot of people win the bonus game around here. So to see John do that tonight, that was a big one for us here at Monopoly.
I'm just hoping this is the beginning of a streak of wins here in the bonus game. We had Scott win last week. We had John win tonight. Keep the train going, please.
Hey, that's 3 out of the last 4 episodes we've had a bonus game winner. So I agree. We need to keep that rolling. So just a quick, I'll say look, but actually you're going to hear it. A quick look coming into next week. Travis Coulter is truly the man on the bubble here. He's ahead of 10th place by a little over $10,000, but we know anything can happen because according if it's anybody in 10th and below place come in and they can get a victory, they could knock Travis out. And it was not that long ago that Travis was quite a ways up that leaderboard. So, oh, man. This has been a great night of Monopoly here, man. We got good things going here at Grandma Studios and MVG Productions. Man, I know all of you out there, you hear this. You see it on the on-demand. You see it on the live streams. Come be a part of it. We want you to come be a part of it and enjoy the things that we do here each and every night. There's so much that you guys just don't even realize that we do that does not wind up making it into a recorded video or onto live stream. So come be a part of it. So, Jason, tell them, how do they do that if they want to become a part of MVG Productions?
Well, if you want to join MVG Productions, we have a Facebook group. Look up for MVG Productions and fill out the application there. We have a 3-question questionnaire on there. Make sure you fill out those questions because you can't join if you don't fill out those questions. We have people that try to fill out applications and they don't answer those questions. It's simple questions, stuff that any true game show fanatic should know. So fill it out. We'll vet you. We'll let you in, and then you get to join in on all the fun and shenanigans that we do here in MVG Productions. It's that simple.
It is that simple, and think about it, guys. Mark Leota and Jose Cazares was able to get in, so you should be able to get in too. But yeah, so go ahead, make sure to check out that group and become a part of the fun that we have here, because boy, do we have a whole lot of it. And this is truly like an extended family here with the people. We give each other crap, but it goes both ways between everybody. But yeah, make sure like the video that we've put up here for you tonight with this live stream. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. What could we do better? Tell us who you think is going to wind up being the number 1 overall seed for our tournament. Tell us who you think is going to win it all, or who you even want to see win it all. But yeah, we'll be back here again next Monday night. We'll be back to our regular time of 11:10 Central to have episode 25, the season finale, regular season finale, as we get ready for our Tournament of Champions. So again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Ring the bell for notifications, and as we always ask, go out, find 2 people that are not a part of this yet. Call your mom, call your dad, call your granny, call your best friend, tell people at work. Have them come and join MVG Productions here on YouTube as well, because we want them to be a part of the fun. But until we come back here once again next week for our season finale, and we go once around the block one more time to see if we can give our players another bonus win. He's Jason Meyers, I'm Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here next week for the season finale of Monopoly right here on MVG Productions. Until then, good night, everybody. Yeah.